Could this be a midlife crisis, or is this what a midlife crisis feels like? Okay, what's up, YouTube? My name is Thomas. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This video is going to be, I guess, a little more raw. Just kind of we'll call it a relatable rant. Just some feelings. But also, I feel like this is an important one because I know I'm not the first person to feel this way. There's a million other people, probably a lot more than that, who also feel this way or have felt this way in the past. So, yeah, grab yourself a cup of Joe and join me. Tea for Thomas. All right. So, I just turned 36. Kind of weird. It feels old to me. 30, 32, 34 even was like fine. 36, I'm now like pushing closer to 40, and it's definitely odd. But my point is not about how old I'm getting, it's about my career and life and, what I've chose to do with my life and what I'm choosing to do with my life. I've built a good career. I'm very grateful for that career, and it allows me to do all the things I enjoy doing, such as sitting here recording this on a expensive camera. I'm very well aware of that, and it's not that I dislike or hate my career in any way. I'm just not feeling fulfilled, and it took me probably way too long to realize that a big part of that fulfillment is just being creative. So I started this YouTube channel at 36 and am trying to create content and tap into that unfulfilled part of me to just create stuff, put stuff out there because it brings me a sense of joy. And I realized that when I was doing photography, and I actually kind of accidentally slipped into photography because I started a clothing business in 2020 and it started to gain traction. I was doing more. And I guess I was like a little bit of a control freak. I didn't want to kind of outsource any aspects of that. So I was like, screw it. I'll buy a camera. I'll learn about photography. I will take all my own pictures. And it kind of became like its own thing. And it I don't want to say blew up, but like it definitely grew rapidly because of my content. And, I started to really enjoy taking photos and editing photos and curating this Instagram that looked good, and doing these shoots, these model shoots, of people wearing the clothes, and people like the general public and my Instagram audience loved it. So it kind of became a huge part of the brand, and then became a huge part of me. So I realized, okay, like I really like this brings me a lot of joy. And as the years went on, so I ran the business for about 3.5 years, and I'd say like by year two, in between year 2 and 3, it took like, I don't know, I realized that, holy crap, I don't even really enjoy the clothing aspect, like, or, the other aspects of this. What I'm really enjoying is like organizing these shoots and going out and shooting with people, editing the photos, putting it out there for people to see. Like that became the focus and what I actually love doing. And the rest of it was just like it was business, right? It was more work. And yeah, I think that was the turning point for me to realize that, holy crap, this is what I should be doing. Like, this is what I love to do. And I know it's maybe not realistic to think that you can, turn that into a career, or turn, like, I guess, do what you love is not always possible. And even maybe me saying that is very pessimistic, but I know it's not a reality for everyone to just find the thing that they love and turn that into their career. But I guess I'm now at 36 years old being hopeful that I can, it doesn't have to replace my career, but if I can put forth the effort and like attention and turn it into something that's, I guess, profitable or, beneficial, has some monetary value in my life, I think I could feel a lot more fulfilled. And I guess that's my hopes with the YouTube channel. It's not all about making money, obviously. It's about like just creating and putting stuff out there. And if people enjoy it and that turns into money down the road, whether it be through, I don't know, sponsors or affiliates or whatever it be, AdSense, that's just a huge bonus. I think that'll give me that sense of like, I don't want to say worth because it's not that I feel worthless, but I am just feeling numb when it comes to my career. And that's not a great feeling. I don't think anyone wants to feel like that. I'm not depressed. Don't worry. Like, I'm okay. It's just, it is a little bit of a, I guess, a midlife crisis. But the other aspects of my life are so good. And I think that's also what is making it feel like so impacted or so, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Basically, the contrast between, like, because my life is phenomenal outside of work, but then the work aspect is just so blah that it leaves me with this dilemma of like, okay, what is missing? What do I need to do here? How can I fix it? And I guess that's where I'm at. So I'm speaking about this because I'm sure 99.9% sure that I am not the first person or the only person who feels this way. And there's probably so many people who, eventually got sick of the 9 to 5 or it took its toll on them, or they realized 20 years too late that they weren't doing something that brought them joy or made them feel good or whatever. And yeah, again, back to my point from previously, that's not always going to be the case. And it's still work, it's still a job. And I feel like the newer culture or new age, new generation, I guess, a lot of people are getting away from that. There's like this anti work movement, which is interesting. I don't want to say it's good or bad. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's interesting, but I feel like more people are just like being like, screw this. This doesn't make me happy. I'm not doing this anymore. I think that's awesome. I support that aspect, and I guess that's also where I'm kind of getting to in my life. But it's also like I don't want to feel like it's too late because I'm 36. I've been doing this career for almost 12 years now. And, there's a pension to think about and all these things. But then on the other aspect, there's this really reckless side of me that's like, who cares? Do what makes you happy, chase your dreams. And I guess that's why I'm here. That's why this YouTube channel exists, is it's like me trying to create content, chase my dreams, my passions, what actually brings me joy, what actually makes me happy, and put it out there to the world in hopes that maybe it'll set me up for some form of success or like a backup plan to, slowly, I guess, transition away from my career into something that I actually love and want to do. Wow, that was a lot. So I guess my main point, or the point of this video, essentially is if you are somebody who has that creative itch and if it's not being scratched, you need to pursue it. You need to find a way to chase that, to satisfy that part of you, because I think it's so important. I thought about my life before 30 and all of my 20s. I think I don't want to say I wasted because I'm not someone who likes to, live with regret or look back and think of, oh boy, what could I have done better? And it's just it's a terrible mentality. You'll put yourself in a terrible place if that's how you view your life. But I didn't do anything creatively in my 20s at all. I was chasing the societal checkboxes of like house, marriage, whatever, stable job, career, pension, all those things. And I got those things and realized that none of them actually brought me happiness at all. So that's kind of, I think, what people need to hear. It's these, I call them societal checkboxes, but it's just these goals that are, I don't know, presented to us that we should achieve by a certain age or whatever, and then that's the things that make your life up or make up your life. But I really disagree. Those things aren't, I mean, I think finding a healthy relationship and a partner and someone to spend your time in life with is massively important and can bring you so much joy. I think, if anything, figure that part of your life out. But also, don't lose that creative side or creative part of you, because looking back, literally from 20 until 30, there was nothing creatively in my life. I think the closest thing to it, whether, was just a small hobby of playing guitar. And even that was very few and far between. It wasn't something I devoted enough time to or like got great joy from. It was literally just like the only little hobby I had. And yeah, I think hobbies is a whole other topic, and it is important to have those. But I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. Long story short, it doesn't matter what age you are. I feel like this is an important message to not lose that side of you. If you are a creative person, make sure you tap into that as much as possible. Don't put it aside for, these other big things like chasing your career and whatever else. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Building a strong and good career is exceptionally important, but not at the cost of losing whatever creativity or your creative side. Make sure you make time for that, I guess, is my main point. Because I didn't make time for that. And now here I am at 36 years old, feeling somewhat, I guess, unfulfilled when it comes to my career and my life choices in that manner. So yeah, cool beans. So please let me know in the comments if you've hit this point in your life, or if you are feeling this way currently. Maybe you've experienced somewhat of a midlife crisis, or losing, feeling like you've lost that creative side. Drop me a comment below. Let's talk about it. I definitely want to hear it. So yeah, thank you so much. Also, maybe hit the subscribe button if you want to see more stuff. Peace.